Nobody got rich with the salary. Now, if you are a person who are very high income, maybe you can live with a very comfortable, life. But however, I believe is that skill set is much more important. Reason is because that when I was young, I was actually working in this company, Japanese company, and I still remember that, I go to the office at 8 a.m. and then I work until 9 p.m. So there is a culture, there is a saying when you are working in the Japanese company, when your boss are still working, you can't leave the office, because if you leave the office earlier than your boss or your superior, it is considered as a rude for a Japanese culture. I'm not sure what about your Japanese company. So that was me during that time, and I have no time to learn other things, and I have no time to look for other opportunity. So my main focus during that time is only working, in the Japanese company from 8 to 9 p.m. daily. All right. So my minimum income is very low. My basic was only $1,350. With overtime, okay, I might reach $1,800. That was me during that time. But I getting tired and tired and tired. So I have looked around in my companies, and some of my managers, some of my seniors, they was very old, okay, and I begin to ask them, how do you cope, okay, with your life and your job, okay, because you need to work very long hours, and some of them I still see that they are still very they are trying to save money, okay, when I spoken to them, because they want to save money for retirements. So as a young age, like me, okay, if I were to be them, okay, then how many years I got to save money, okay? So there must be something wrong, okay, during that time, and therefore I begin to do some research, and I realized that by working from 9 to 6, you can't get rich, okay? When I say, to get rich, I want to live a very comfortable life, okay? I want to provide more for my family so that, they can, no need to worry about the daily expenses, okay? And maybe they can go for what we call that holidays. So that was my thinking during that time. And I realized that most of the richest person in the world, like for example, in US we have Warren Buffett, and followed by Steve Jobs during that time, and then we have this Bill Gates as well. So I realized that most of them have their own company, and they also own their company share. So I was thinking, wow, in order for me to be, to get rich, okay, must I be like them, okay? And the answer is that might not be necessary, because they have a lot of money, okay, and then they can do whatever they want, okay. But for me, I believe is that for me to begin, I need to step up, okay, to learn a skill set. Now the skill set, I believe, is very important, because our money can be gone, all right. Our house can be gone as well, okay, if we get into a trouble debt, and our business sometimes will get bankrupt as well if we don't manage it correctly. But there's one thing I believe, okay, it will never go away, okay, it will stick with you forever, okay. This is what I call a skill set. So every individual, I believe is that we must have at least one skill set. Of course, you have multiple skill set, that would be good, all right? So you need to focus one step at a time. So for me, okay, my skill set right now is I know how to invest in the stock markets, okay, including US, Hong Kong, and of course Singapore markets. And if you look at this background, okay, this background is actually in one of the New York City hotel, okay, and you can see that you know, it's quite you know, quite cold here, all right. So I'm doing this shooting to share with you quickly what I learned from US American peoples. So they are actually working very smart, okay, and they don't, you know, focus on working to 6 p.m. But of course, nothing wrong with that, okay. Everyone have their own journey, but I choose to be you know, what I call entrepreneurs, so that I can add value, all right, to my client, to my students, and at the end of the day, so that they can benefit from what I have been sharing with them. So a skill set can be, you know, different kind of skill set. Some peoples, they are looking for online business, okay. That can be a skill set that you learn, you know, how to create content, okay. You learn how to shoot, you know, video. You learn how to edit your video. All right. So these are the skill set that I believe will stick with you forever. I have a personal view is that if one particular, like I have seen some young people, they work in McDonald's, okay, for example. Now again, everyone is unique. I have to acknowledge that. I'm not saying that this is wrong or that is right, just my personal view. For young people who are working in McDonald's, I don't think they can learn a very solid skill set. I think the skill set they are learned in a McDonald's might be minimums. Okay, what my view is that why not young people start with you know, doing some sales, okay, or maybe, you know, work with a company, learn how to do sales talks, all right. I think every one of us, in fact, we are selling, okay. When you are working in a company, you are talking to your superior, you are talking to your managers, you are talking to your boss, okay. Now, the word that come out from your mouth is actually, I believe, is a skill set that how you convince, okay, your boss, your manager, or maybe your customer, okay, in the daily basis. So if you learn this skill set, how to talk, okay, how to pitch, okay, I believe you will be able, you know, to increase your value, all right, to your companies, you know, to bring in more sales for your companies. And at the end of the days, all right, it might help you to increase your income as well, all right. So with that skill set, okay, you are not worried, okay, if one day your company retrench you, all right, you might move to another company because you have a skill set how to talk, okay, how to closing the sales, okay. That is one, okay. Second thing is that, okay, I have seen some of the young generations, they are very good in social medias. Nowadays, you know, the online platform event, you know, is a free platform, all right. And I noticed that some of them are very good and very knowledgeable in content creating, digital marketing, and all this can be learned through, you know, YouTube as a basic. But however, of course, if you want to learn more about this, you know, you got to, you know, find for what we call that, you need to sign up for a course maybe, all right. That is second thing. But the third thing is that the most important thing I believe is that you got to find a mentor that is already successful in a particular area that you are looking for, okay. So that's why for me, I actually, you know, I was working in the companies, all right. I do not know anyone else outside of my company. But when I step out and I realized that the world is much more bigger, and I begin to realize that the person that I know is very important. That's what I call a networking. So networking will allow you to know a particular person, what they are doing, and then from there you analyze or you you know, study yourself whether you want to go to that path or not, okay. But of course with your own interests. Now, I begin with stock investment because I started to invest, okay? When I was working overtime, I still remember that during the midnight, I got to take care of the computer server. It was so boring, okay? And that is only time that I have to do some research and to do some study, and that I realized that stock investment, okay, is for me during the midnight, because particularly US market was trading in midnight in Asia hour. So I started to learn about US stock market, and I make some money, especially after what we call that, after 1997, okay, when the markets begin to rebound, that I started to invest in the US market. So I make some money, and after make some money, okay, I realized that stock market is for me. So I begin to do some more research. Then I started to get my remiser license to involve in the stock market, and that is how I started, okay, with my own journey. So if you are still working from 9 to 6, okay, and keep saving your own money, okay, it's very hard for you to get rich, all right? And if you want to step out, you must learn the skill set. Now, there are many skill set by reading the books, one of the area, but for me, I'm not the person like to read the book, all right? But however, I'm a person who like to look at the video and learn through the video. So if you are like me, okay, I think there are plenty of the video in the YouTube channel that you can learn. But however, okay, if you learn through the YouTube channel, most of them are free, all right? And of course, certain things that the YouTuber, they might not review to you. So therefore, you have to be careful with a certain YouTube channel as well. You need to do your own due diligence and make sure the person doing the right thing, and make sure you verify their profile, and make sure are they a licensed representative, okay, before you engage them, okay? For myself, I've been in this industry for 15 years, and I'm a stockbroker, has won many awards in Singapore, and of course I also one of the trainers from IBF, okay, Singapore, and of course I am also a CFD specialist, teaching more than 5,000 students to invest in the US stock market as well as in the Hong Kong market as well. Now, for me, I keep learning as well, because initially I started with Singapore market only. And I still remember that Singapore market during that time when I joined, as a remiser, the Singapore market was so bad and not easy to make money, because the Singapore market is so small, the markets, all right? And therefore, the fluctuations is not much, okay, and the liquidity is very low. So that is why I begin to, jump into the US market. And that is where I started to realize that US market is the biggest markets in the world that everyone must invest. This is why I want to share this with you, is that a skill set, okay, can be learned step by step. You don't need to be, learn everything at one go, because sometimes you might not be able to absorb it. So go with what we call that a step-by-step process, okay? You learn just one thing every day, all right? You might not need to, sit in front of your computer and learn everything, within many hours. You might just want to do it, 1 hour a day for me, because as a human being, we will get tired when we look at the computer for a long hours. So that is for me, and I hope that this video will help you how I do things, and then how I begins to invest in the stock markets. And I come from a very ordinary family, and I believe that if I can do it, so do you. So see you next time in the next video. Before that, please help me to like my video, like my channel and subscribe my channel. And please share this video to your friend and your family members so that every one of them can learn through sharing. So I see you soon. Bye.